go. Seats 2, followed by Greasy Jane, who's handy. Further back then, Harry.
That was Paul Marvel winning a Grade 5 400-metre race at Geelong on the 31st of August. What's so special about that race? Because the soundtrack to a lifetime of listening to greyhounds and following the sport is what you are hearing, because the great Ron Hawkswell, the voice of Victorian greyhounds for 50 years, officially, that was his final greyhound race call. And Ron is in the studio today to announce something very important and special. Ron, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Michael. Good morning to you. Morning, everybody. Yes, well, that particular meeting at Geelong may not have had a lot of significance for a lot of people, but it was more so the date than anything else. The 31st of August this year, of course, but the 31st of August 1974 was the inaugural meeting of the Cranbourne Greyhound Racing Club, and I called the first race on that night. Wow. It was 50 years ago from that particular meeting, that day of that meeting at Geelong, and it had a lot of significance there for me because I wanted to call numerous Cranbourne Cups after that. But it also had a lot of significance for Cranbourne because my late brother, who I lost in the last couple of months or so, Alan, he had a 25-year involvement with the Cranbourne Greyhound Racing Club as well, and he's got a portion of that journey was, of course, as a judge at the track there. So it meant a lot to me, that date, the 31st of August, back in 74, 50 years ago, I called the opening race at Cranbourne, won by Speedy Goldie for Arnold Porter, who also put the polish on a really good greyhound jumper called Odero.
So had you been planning that as your final day of calling races, or was it something that post that you said that would be a nice way to get the round 50 years?
It was in the back of my mind, but about a week or so ago, 2 weeks or so ago, I finally decided, yes, that was an ideal moment. There comes a time, and I believe, and I'm very satisfied, there comes a time I'm satisfied I've chosen now to hang up the binoculars as far as race calling. And it's been a fantastic journey, Mick, over the years. I couldn't wish for anything, but it was tough in the early days, but the achievements and that, and the people, the great greyhounds I've caught over the years, yes, are fantastic, but the people involved in the racing industry, I'm saying the racing industry overall, the three codes, because I've covered the three codes, more important and most importantly over the last few years, focusing on greyhound racing, because that's where it's my name, and I just feel it is the right time. It's the right time to move, and I'm very comfortable with the decision.
Any caller that can call at the top level for 50 years is incredible, absolutely remarkable, and you're going strong. You could keep going as well. You're not going out on a downward trajectory. You've been calling as accurately and as well as what we're all remember, and I grew up listening to your iconic voice calling greyhound races, and there's already a lot of SMSs coming through about their love for you as well. Is it a hard decision now that you've made?
It was a tough decision, but I believe it's the right decision. There comes a time in your life when you've got to make hard decisions, and I believe this is the right time. This is absolutely the right time. It's the time, to, I suppose you might say, go out unscathed as far as, and go out on a pretty high note. So look, the racing industry overall, not only greyhound racing, but the three codes, the racing industry overall is fantastic. They've been fantastic to me. I've had a great response overall, and I just thank them very much for what they've done over the years and how they've accepted me into the calling aspect.
Where did it all start? Where was your major break?
Well, it started with the family, very early years, Mick. When I was about 10 years of age, it was a family tradition. We went to the races every Saturday afternoon, in and out. Wow. Rain, hail or shine, whether it be Moonee Valley, Flemington, Sandown, Flemington, in and out. There was just the races and sometimes the trots, showgrounds trots on the Saturday night afterwards. If we didn't go to the trots, we might have gone to get the Sporting Globe and then watch the races on the Pet House Club. So, an involvement overall. It's been a fantastic innings. And, we went to the races. I've seen some fantastic horses over the years. And as I say, I was at the opening meeting at Sandown Gallops in 64.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah, and then the crowd was huge. Then you just couldn't move. And also I was there in the Guineas. I watched Boyhead win the 65 Caulfield Cup. So, and along the track. But it's been a fantastic innings. And then I started off originally, I was doing the qualifying trials and that, of course, at Olympic Park in Sandown. Olympic Park, they used to run 64 qualies for the Australian Cup. It was running a 4-stage series. They'd run the qualies, the heats, the semis and the final. I did the qualies at Sandown. I did the picnic race for many years, probably 10 years I think I did the picnics, and I've come up with great people there, like Mick Kent Sr. was a jockey at the time, Jenny Chapman, Ray Douglas, who was one of the great riders on the picnic circuit. Covered all that, and I'd go and call the Cranbourne Dogs that Saturday night too. So, it's been a fantastic
And another iconic race caller played a pretty big part in your life as well, Bill Collins.
Yeah, Bill Collins. Bill was fantastic. Bill appointed me at 3DB as the number one greyhound caller, but he asked me, he wanted me to, if possible, to fill in the gallops and the trots if required. And then, of course, when 3UZ took over, once again Bill came to me and said he wanted me to fulfil that role. So, to have Bill Collins accept me and want me there, a man that I worshipped for so many years, was just fantastic. And things started, the calling aspect started really at the races, because the old hill stand at Flemington, you'd have Bill Collins and his brother Henry was there at the time, Bert Bright and Peeping Pete, and Wayne Kirby and Murray Kirby were in the end box, because Wayne was doing the calls back for Channel 9 News, and Murray asked me to go down and get him a pie. So I did that, and then he invited me up to watch a race, and that's where it started. That's where I became really enthralled in taking up the race calling aspect side of thing. And Wayne, I wanted to help Wayne with 3UL Warrigal, the dogs up there. I'd fill in the meeting up there. So, great people. And Shepparton in the early days when I started calling, Ian Sambleby, who was a well-known voice on 3UZ at the time, I became great friends with Sambo. He gave me race night at Shepparton, the Thursday night, the old Shepparton Showgrounds, and I'd call race night. I'd work in town during the day. I had a full-time job during the day. Drive to Shepparton.
What was your full-time job?
The personnel office, that's right, in the personnel office.
Sure.
Then I'd drive to Shepparton, call race 9, come back, start work at 8:15 the next morning. But Sambo gave me that great break, and he also then went on to give me his meeting at Wangaratta on the Saturday night, which I did for quite a while. I got $20 for driving from Melbourne to do the Wangaratta course broadcast there. And then after that, once a month I'd do the Kilmore Trot Trials on Sunday morning. So you get back from Wangaratta at 1 o'clock, and I'd be up at Kilmore doing the Trot Trials on the Sunday morning. So it was hard yakka. It was a hard yakka, but I was very thankful along those lines, because at Shepparton I got to call on the course broadcast, also 3SR, which was the local radio station, to gain that radio experience, and also the race calls went back to Sandown Greyhounds on landline, and people at Sandown were betting on the Shepparton meeting. So overall, despite the fact it may have been a hard act, I just weighed it all up and I said, this is what you do, this sort of thing to get your start.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the greyhound industry is very grateful that you did. You've called some amazing greyhounds over the year. I'm going to play you a couple, and I want to get your thoughts. What about the 1990 Melbourne Cup with Highly Blessed?
They're racing Highly Blessed away brilliantly. She's gone straight to the lead, the favourite. Highly Blessed 2.5 in front. Black Pirate running second. Sing Along is third. Autumn Chariot near the tail of the field in trouble. Was Kareem Eureka Man. It's Highly Blessed, a length and a half clear. Black Pirate is second. 4 away to Sing Along. Then came Yapamick, followed by Autumn Chariot the inside. Then Never Short. Eureka Man at last, Kareem, but Highly Blessed is sailing. She's about 3 or 4 lengths out in front over Black Pirate. Going through on the inside is Sing Along, but Highly Blessed racing away. The favourite wins the cup. 6 lengths to Sing Along. Black Pirate third.
I loved hearing the sound of the crowd when you called it straight away after pinging the lids.
Yeah, she was a very exciting greyhound, Mick. She was the first greyhound, I believe, to win in Group 1 level in 4 states, and she was raced and trained by very good friends of mine, Doug Farimi and also Doug and Lorraine Farimi from Shepparton. And that was a special moment, that cup by Harley. But she was a wonderful greyhound and performed at the highest level in 4 states.
Who do you think's the best greyhound you ever called?
The best greyhound I ever called, that's a hard ask. But I think because of credentials, I'd say Boltreese.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Boltreese won 4 Sandown Cups. 86 to 89. There's been some fantastic greyhounds over the years, but Boltreese winning 4 Sandown Cups, it's in the same breath. You'd say the Manikato Stakes. Medicato winning 4 William Reid Stakes, and then Winks, of course, going on to win the Cox Plates. But to win 4 Sandown Cups by a greyhound, I don't think that'll ever be done. No, that's the reason I'd put him on top. By recently trained by Norm McCulloch down at Warrnambool.
You've seen some of the best in the sport, but you've also witnessed huge changes in the sport, haven't you? And I want to play you this call because it was the last ever race at Olympic Park back in 1996.
To be run here at Olympic Park after 34 years racing. They're coming in. They're racing and away fast on the inside was Berry Bulldog tailing out early Accelerator. Berry Bulldog is going to lead around the first corner now by about 2 lengths. Going to second Asian Nipper. Noah followed further back by Congressman over on the inside. Then Grove Noir followed further back by Stylish Raider. 5 or 6 Exhilarator followed by Dark Marble and Bale Haas Bomber. Congressman going after Berry Bulldog. They're clear over Grove Noir, Asian Nipper. Congressman on the outside and Berry Bulldog. Congressman takes the lead and Eric Reid wins the last of the park. It's Congressman first and a photo second and third Grove Noir or Berry Bulldog. Further back in the field, Asian Nipper, and then came Dark Marble followed by Bale Haas Bomber.
Wow, it was called the last bark at the park, and the crowd noise sounds incredible. What was that night like?
Oh, sensational, Michael. It was the last race at Olympic Park, which had been such a great venue and such a popular venue for so many years. Like, you didn't have to be a greyhound person to go to Olympic Park on Monday night. The atmosphere down was fantastic. The crowd, you couldn't move. The bookmakers and the money that was held in those particular days, you just couldn't move. Same with Sandown on a Thursday night. You could not move. You had to push and shove to get through the crowd, and they lined the back fence at Olympic Park. It was just so big, and I said that the turnover was sensational.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, we're actually not far. We've got about a minute and a half before Healesville, so I won't get you to call it Hawk, but we will be having a look. Hey, did you like having a punt throughout the years?
Not on the races I called.
Okay.
When I called, I didn't punt. But like, say if I worked at Geelong in the afternoon, I might have had a bet on Kyneton races the afternoon.
Yep.
But if I didn't bet on the races I called over the latter part, I just thought that was the right way to go.
Yeah.
So I'll have a bet on the Saturday afternoon. So.
A lot of SMSs are coming through here. Congratulations, Hawk. Great caller, better bloke. All the best for the future. That's from Tony Chibnall. Where are we here? Oh, someone asking, did you ever get to... You call bold trees. You mentioned that before. Ron, congratulations on a stellar career. Just wondering what the strangest thing you've seen in a greyhound race. I'll actually give you the strangest call in one moment. I'll get through a few of these other ones. I miss Olympic Park days with Hawk calling and school holidays. We'd tell Mum we were going to the movies, but we'd head to Olympic Park instead. It was a great time. That's Tommy and Ashburton. Another one here saying, I worked with Ron Hawkswell in the tramways from 1978. Great days travelling to Shepparton, Trots and Warrigal Dogs after work. The Hawk worked in the rosters section at the tramways, and he would have the form guide tucked inside the roster document he was working on. Great guy, great caller. Phil Pignolet.
Oh, Phil, good on you, Phil. Hi, Phil.
So there you go. A couple of other ones here I want to read out. Neil Donnelly. The Hawk is one of the nicest guys, most naturally talented broadcasters I've ever worked with. Well done, Hawk.
Thanks, Neil.
And another one, Cole McNiff. Hey, Michael, the Hawk was very helpful to me in my early career. Wish him all the best in retirement. Cheers from Cole. A lot of love, as there should be, for you today, Ron. But I want to play this as the last bit of audio today, looking back on your career, and I want you to tell me what it was like. Have a listen to this.
Racing, Norma sits, bounced out okay near the inside, away pretty fast there. Devon Magic's gone to the lead. Over on the inside there, Norma Stitz is running second. They were followed further back by Tigerific third. Preview to the straight though, and Devon Magic is well clear. And Devon Magic's won by about 8 or 10 lengths to the good of second placing Norma Stitz, and they were followed by Tigerific back on the inside. Placecape was followed.
Now, Ron, what was going on there? What was the actual name of the greyhound?
Can I just... I'll give you the spelling bit first, Mick. It's Norma, Norma, new word, Stitz. Now, this was a Wednesday afternoon meeting at Sandown, and I'm looking through the guide and learning the colours before the race, and how in the heck am I going to get around this? How in the heck am I going to get around this name? So I'll give it. I think John Vertigan might have been in the afternoon. I said I'll give this a bit of a serve. But well, that was one of them. But there was another greyhound I called Wedding Dress. Now, unfortunately, had the misfortune to have a fall on the first turn. I said, well, Wedding Dress has come down on the first turn.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah,
What's the next chapter now, Ron? Enjoy retirement?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. As I said, my daughter, I thought that was another reason. Like, I did what I wanted to do as far as my daughter. I put her through uni for the last 3.5 years. Bought her a car. She went to uni in Bendigo. I did that, completed that task, and now she's a fully qualified dental practitioner, which is fantastic news. We got through that. We jumped that hurdle, got through it, and yeah, I said, Mike, I think this is the time. It's the right time to hang up the 1050s.
Well, you're an absolute legend, Hawk. What you've done for greyhound racing probably can't be fully comprehended. You've been the soundtrack of the sport for 50 years in this state, and enjoy a well-deserved retirement. A lot of love for you here, Ron, and deservedly so. Congratulations on a remarkable career.
Thanks very much indeed, Mick, and thanks everybody. It's been a fantastic ride, and I've enjoyed it immensely. More so, I've enjoyed the people I've been associated, and the greyhounds are fantastic as well. But no, it's been a great ride, and yeah, it's one to be treasured.
Good on you, Ron. Congratulations, Ron Hawkswell, the great Hawk, officially announcing his retirement from race calling.